What's up, guys, and welcome back to Morecambe, and we're into transfer deadline day, as I said we would be at the end of last week, and yeah, there's been a few interesting things have happened. We have made the top three in the transfer leagues. Not buying somebody, but selling somebody for a very, very odd number, but we have sold Johan Cardinale after a season of having him. And I'll get to that in a second, but as you can see there, Arsenal have signed Balde Diao probably, from Lazio for 52 million, which is quite a hefty figure, but looks like it could be quite a decent purchase. It's just interesting to see Arsenal at the top of the top deals list at all, to be honest. It's kind of amazed the game's handling it, but nevertheless they're there. Ederson from AC Milan, for some reason he moved to AC Milan, and now he's moved to Leicester for 32.5 million, which is actually quite interesting because when the Cardinale thing started happening, I looked at Ederson as a possible replacement because he's got really good potential and he's still really young. And I put in an inquiry to AC, who had only had him for like a season and a season and a half or something like that, and they were wanting like 42, 45 million for him. And then about a day or two later, I heard that I got an email saying that Leicester were interested in him, and that AC had accepted a £32.5 million offer. So I'm not sure if Leicester have done a part exchange for somebody, and that's how they've managed to get him for that cheap, because they wouldn't listen to any offers that low from me. So I don't know what the deal there was. But the whole thing with Cardinale was I had no intention of selling him, but Leicester came in with an offer of about 20. 25? No, I think it was even less than that. It was like 20 million, something like that. And he was valued at like 20 to 25 million. And I didn't really want to sell him, so I put in a counter offer of like 35 million, thinking they would just be like, nah, I'm not interested. They came back saying 28 million, and I just put in another counter offer saying 35 million again. And then they came back and went, okay, we could do £31,875,032 for some reason. So they decided that, or I decided that was actually a pretty decent offer, but I didn't really have anyone lined up, so I had a look around. Ederson was one of them. And I came across Donnarumma. That's the Scotland squad, that's not what we're looking at. Donnarumma. 83 rated Donnarumma, we managed to sign him. And given that he hasn't made the top three of the list, you would think that I got him really cheap. I didn't really get him that cheap, to be honest. I got him for like 30 million, which isn't enough to make the top of the list, but it's still cheaper than we sold Cardinale for. I only got like 28 million from the board for the Cardinale sale, so we lost a couple of million in our actual, like, what we have to spend. So we didn't actually personally, like, as a manager, I never made any money off of the deal. The club did, but I didn't. But we managed to get Donnarumma, who is a point better rated than Cardinale. Cardinale was 82 rated for us. He was 26 at the moment, and we managed to bring in Donnarumma, who's 83 rated, and I think he's still only 21. 21-year-old Donnarumma for £30 million, 83 rated, and he's going to get better, and he'll get a lot better than Cardinale would. So, yeah, not too bad, I don't think. I mean, look at that. Look at that. His positioning could do with being a bit better, but everything else, he's almost got 90 reflexes. He's also taller than Cardinale. Cardinale was only like 6'8", which I wondered if that would be an issue. It didn't seem to be much of an issue, but having Donnarumma, who's 6'5", like, did I say 6'8"? 5'8". I'll edit this in the edit. Anyway, yeah, he's 6'5", so he's got plenty of height advantage over Cardinale, and yeah, for 30 million, not a bad deal. But apart from that, nothing's changed. Absolutely nothing has happened. Yeah, I've not brought in anybody apart from Donnarumma. Not brought in anybody. But a few things have happened from the youth squad. This João Gomes, or whatever his name is, really good. Brought him on for one game in pre-season, and he scored 2 goals and got 2 assists in, like, not even like a full. I think I only brought him on at half time, and he got 2 goals and 2 assists. And at that point, I was like, right, I'm playing you. So he's only 71 rated, but I think he came out of my youth squad 70 rated. So, and he's got like the potential. I'll have a look at his actual potential. We can have a look. Alright, we're not going to see it because apparently Crystal Palace are showing interest, which is not happening. But I'm sure he's got potential to be special, or the one just below that, or whatever. Anyway, he's got the potential of being around 90, which is really good. So, quite happy with him. He's only 17, he's already 71 rated. Somebody else who's come through, who's looking very, very tasty, is this Ivan Aguri boy, who's I've got up to 70 rated. He's only 16 as a left back, and he's basically, after playing him a couple of games, see, he's got the potential to be special, so that's pretty high. I think, is that the highest one? I always forget which one's the highest, but I think that's up there if it's not the highest one. So he's definitely got potential. I think when he was in my youth squad, he was showing a potential of 92 to 94 or somewhere around there. So he's got a really, really high potential, and he's basically prevented me from signing another left back because Reyes, who I had last season, who was better than Kepikawa, has now gone back on his loan, so he's finished his loan. So we now have Kepikawa as our number one, but this guy who's 70, up to 70 rated now, he's really pushing to be first team, and I think if we trade him right, by January at least, he'll be into the first team. So as like the number one, I'm pretty much playing him as a number one already, but he's not technically the best rated player left back we've got, but he will be there in a short period of time. This VS Boas boy is really coming on pretty quickly as well. It's between him and Davis as to who plays alongside the other two, but I think within a couple of months he'll be ahead of Davis rating wise. So yeah, he's looking really good, and he could be our full-time third centre back. David Luiz has gone down a point after a season, which is not bad given that he's now 33. So he's getting on a bit, and by the end of the season, I would expect he'll probably be down to the 80 mark. But that's a whole season we've had him, and he's eventually gone down 1 point. Ducksworth's up a couple as well, up to 82, so he's progressing on very nicely. Indeed, he's up to 85, which is very nice. Lewis Baker, I was very close to selling Lewis Baker, very, very close to selling him, because Liverpool came in, and I kept putting in counter offers, and I got them up to like 42 million, and I was tempted to take it, but I put in one final counter offer, and they said no, which completely ended all of the talks. But I was very close to selling him. I think if they had offered a wee bit more, maybe even if I'd sat on it a wee bit longer, I might have accepted it. But I wasn't 100% sure as to who to get to replace him. Basically, all of the good sort of attacking midfielders have been like swept up. Everybody's taken them. Like Halilovic and who else is there? I can't remember who else I looked at. But I looked at loads of the centre, like attacking midfielders, and they were all just taken. Like everybody seemed to have snapped them up really early on. My shortlist's not very short, to be honest. It needs to be. I think I need to take a lot of this out. But I looked at a lot of central midfielders. Saul, Sanchez, who else did that? Yuri Tillmans as well. I think he's one of the few who's not actually moved, but he's rated like 51.5 million. So although we could have made the deal happen if I'd sold Lewis Baker for like 45 million, I could have potentially got Tillmans, but all the central midfielders who have got any sort of decent potential are so expensive right now that, yeah, here's the rest of the cams that I looked at. If there was a few extra that I looked at as well, Halilovic and such, but they like just 50 odd million. I mean, he's yeah. Although I have got him. The only reason I've got him in my shortlist is because he's only got a year left on his contract. So if Real Madrid fuck up by January, I might be able to get a really cheap offer for him, maybe like 20 mil for him, which would be amazing. So that's something to keep an eye out for. But yeah, not much has happened transfer wise for us at least. A few things have happened. Something a bit ridiculous. Man City keeping up the trend of signing absolutely atrocious goalkeepers. I've gone the wrong bloody direction. Yeah, they bought Karius from Liverpool for 30 million for some reason, so that's a thing. not sure who their other goalkeepers are. If they've still got, I think they still have everybody else that they have. I don't think they sold many people. If they have sold some, I don't think there's anything massive that's left. So yeah, that's another average goalkeeper to add to the already full pot of them that Man City have, and they've made absolutely no other acquisitions or sales. So yeah, that's a thing. United have bought Silesen from Barcelona, and it's not even made the top transfer, so it's less than 30 mil. Not a lot happening, to be honest, in the Premier League. Sunderland spending a decent amount of money. Arsenal, with their one transfer, 52 million, is probably, I think they're the biggest spenders. Chelsea have spent 3 million, that's all. Palace have spent 31.5. That was buying Cardinale. Leicester have spent 42 in it, just over $500,000. Yeah, anyway, let's get on with the actual transfer deadline day and see if anything big happens over the next few hours. I really wish FIFA would add the ability to go into these and actually get like a list of stuff that's happened recently and the top transfers, as opposed to just seeing the top 3, because so much stuff goes unaware, like that you can't see, like stuff like the Karius deal. I didn't really notice that until somebody mentioned it during a game. Liverpool have bought Burki from Dortmund for 34, so that's their replacement to Karius. It's a very decent replacement in that as well. So that's pushed us out of the top 3 of the transfer leagues. That's made it into number 2. Two goalkeepers making the top. Well, it already was, given that Cardinale was there. But that's of the top 4 transfers in the world, 3 of them are goalkeepers. Continue on and see if anything else is going to happen. Absolutely outrageous. Doesn't look like it. Not yet. Oh my days. Bernardo Silva, who was still at Monaco, to Barcelona for 70 odd million. That, £73.5 million for Bernardo Silva from Monaco to Barcelona. Not bad. Not bad. That's a decent transfer. It's not quite the 90 odd million that Man United spent a few seasons ago, and Dybala and Griezmann and everybody else, Suarez as well. But 73.5, that's respectable. That's a respectable amount of money. Lopez from Lyon to Man United for 43 million. Just popped up, made it into number 3 in the transfer league. So a decent amount. And that'll be the last of transfer deadline day, because nothing happens in the last hour. Leicester have signed Rudiger. When did that happen? I was kind of surprised, actually, the lack of transfer offers I received for players. There really wasn't much in the way of transfer offers I received, apart from Cardinale and Baker. I got like one transfer offer for both of them, for like each, and that was pretty much all that happened for me. And we've got a training injury. Clement Michelin suffered a torn hip flexor, which is just brilliant. It's only 6 weeks, but that's 6 weeks. He's going to be out. This happens every transfer window. Every transfer window, like 2 games or like a game later, or in this case, an hour after the transfer window's closed, we'll lose one of our main men for several weeks. At least it's only 6 weeks. It's not 7 months like it has been the last 2 transfer windows, or like ignoring January. But like that's just, it's so annoying. It seems to happen every year. 425 million pounds spent in transfer deadline day. That's more than the last 2 summer transfer windows, so that's pretty decent. But still not a lot. Still not. I'm waiting on the like 600, 700 million pound transfer window, or just transfer day. But it's not happened yet, so we'll continue on. But and we'll wait and see. Could get to this guy, Silvio Benitez, looks like he could be a very good goalkeeper coming on in the future. I think he's got a really good potential. Like, well, obviously you can see his potential there, 79 to 94, but his overall 65, and he's only 16. so that's very nice. Given that this other lad, who's also got a pretty decent potential, is 16 as well, and his overall's only 54. So yeah, that's 65 for a 16-year-old. His current rating is very nice. Some decent players in our youth academy. Nothing amazing, but we've had some very nice developments through our youth academy recently. Anyway, but yeah, I'm going to be going into the World Cup qualifiers of Scotland in the same group as France, Belgium, Czech Republic as well, tough team, and Greece. And we'll probably lose to Bulgaria. We'll beat like France and Belgium and stuff, but we'll lose to Bulgaria because that's the way Scotland play. So that's a thing. But anyway, that's been the transfer deadline day and everything that's happened, which for us hasn't been a lot. We've still got a lot of our youth players in our team. Again, that's the Scotland squad. That's not what I'm looking for. Right. Yeah, we've still got a lot of our youth players still in our squad, which I would have quite liked to have got rid of. They're all loan listed, but none of them. A few left, but nothing. Not a lot. So yeah, they're all going to enjoy a season in the reserves. But everybody else, the Saguri boy, Gomez, Edson Reyes as well, this defensive midfielder, they're all going to be first team players. So yeah, looks like a solid squad. And given that we're all pretty much dodging around the 80 ratings apart from our fullbacks, Michelin, given that he's now injured, might take a bit longer, but he was heading that way. And I don't think it'll be too long before Aguri reaches the 80 rating mark, and Davis and VS Boas as well will be there shortly. So then at that point we then have a full 80 rated first team, which would be very nice. But yeah, I'll stop rambling on and end the video. So if you've enjoyed the video, then give it a thumbs up and subscribe as well if you're new around here and want to watch more of my FIFA and everything else I do. Yeah, give that big red button a click and you can keep up to date with me. So that's it for this week, and I'll catch you guys next week. So until then, cheerio.